Meet Lucky the Leprechaun. He's quite magical, but not necessarily lucky. His troubles are catching up with him.
Your little leprechaun hasn't eaten a 4-leaf clover in 100 years.
His world is beginning to crumble.
Now that was a close one.
And he could use a friend.
Mind if I pop in?
Meet Molly.
Dad, it's a leprechaun!
Food fight!
Is this any way to make friends?
That did bring you luck.
But all of it was bad.
They need to team up.
The Far Fleet!
Start following the same beat.
That's no lucky star.
And get their stars uncrossed.
What is it?
It's a shooting star.
Will they win the race for riches?
What do you say we run some of these losers off the road?
I'm about some leprechaun power.
Wow! Full speed ahead!
Hey, yeah, whoa.
Will they find the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? Starring Tim Matheson,
I was so worried about you.
Stephanie and Danielle Lombardi,
I've never been lucky before.
and Willow's Warwick Davis as a very unlucky leprechaun.
As a leprechaun, I'm a loser.
Welcome to They Call This a Movie, testing the strength of friendships one terrible movie at a time. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes or podcast services by searching They Call This a Movie, and find us on Blue Sky, Threads, and Instagram at TicTamPod. That's TCTAM Pod. Welcome back to They Call This a Movie. This is Anthony Delvecchio. With me as always is Dan Aquino and Mark Meyer. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hello, friends.
Hello, everyone. Guys, I'm so glad you decided not to do an episode last week without me. I really appreciate it. Just couldn't do the podcast without me on board. I get it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you looked on the Discord, you'd know that we recorded last week. But
No, you guys are just saying that to make me feel better that you didn't wait for me. That's okay.
I will
understand.
give you credit, Mark, because Anthony tasked me with doing an opening bit, and I struggled mightily at first. It's like,
Yeah.
I have a newfound appreciation for Mark and his banana openings.
Yeah. But all kidding aside, I was having a fun time watching you guys try and figure out what to watch.
On the
And I was every one that popped up was like, oh yeah, it's a great idea. And then you would send something else. I'm like, well, that's even better.
we were one-upping each other.
Yeah, it was pretty fun because you guys were mainly. I think were you making that decision on Friday when I was on my way to Florida? I there was a reason why I just kept seeing it. I don't know why.
these days run together, Mark. You can't ask
Okay.
me that question like that.
I could probably look back in the chat, but
Yeah.
I
It's
just remember
unfair
being
of you.
in the car when it was happening and just going, "Oh wow," and just mentioning it to my sister. So,
Yeah, we
Oh, yeah,
almost watched an episode of Bar Rescue.
yeah, that was the first one, and
Yeah, that
to which I sadly had to explain to my sister what Bar Rescue was. But and then I yelled, "Shut it down!" and she's like, "Oh, that guy," and I'm like, "Okay."
if all right, so I'm curious if anyone is listening, our dear devoted fan, if you want us to cover Bar Rescue, let us know. Drop us an email or somewhere in the Discord. Let us know. Well, I watch that for free. I'll do it for money.
All right, yeah. Maybe that'll be a Patreon episode.
Oh, I have the perfect episode too. I just thought of it. Are you guys big Bar Rescue fans?
I have seen I've seen episodes, but I can't
Yeah.
tell you like specific episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So
the same thing.
I don't want to spoil it here in case we decide to do it. I'll tell it off podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
I know
remind
there's
me.
like just from conversations that I've heard on like podcasts or online. Like there's an episode where there's like a pirate themed bar that he just turns completely corporate or something like that.
That's the episode I'm thinking of. Yeah. They're so unwilling to change,
Right.
and they get so upset when they do change. But we can, if we decide to do that, we could go. It's a very good episode of television in general.
Yeah, I think someone described it as like it was very obvious that the theme, like the guy's hobby was dressing up like a pirate. So
Yes.
that's why the restaurant was pirate themed.
Yeah, it was I think a woman opened it, and she like still lived with her parents, and she was in her 50s, and she had a kid, a teenager, and was like, yeah, I just like dressing up as a pirate.
And I'm sure that bar closed in 6 months after that. After John Tapper was done with it.
You know it. It might have been sooner, for all I know. That's one of my favorite statistics is the bar, the amount of bars that close when he comes through.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
He did one in Philly. I don't know if that bar lasted. I'll have to look.
Yeah, well, that's something we could save for specials.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you want to participate in that, or if there's a potential Patreon episode that's going to come out of this conversation about bar rescue, we have a Patreon, and that's how you would hear it, as on patreon.com/tickdownpod. And besides this potential episode of a bar rescue review, we also have a Discord, which you exclusive access to our Patreon subscribers, which allows them to suggest movies to us, participate in monthly polls, just have general conversations about movies, and of course, exclusive episodes where we do one a month. And it's just for $1. You know, it's very cheap. Just keeps the lights on and prevents us from having to go ad heavy as we used to. So now we're ad free. And again, that Patreon is patreon.com/tickdownpod. So as for this week, guys, it is technically, even though we were recording it the week prior, because that's just how the days are falling. But this is the last episode before St. Patrick's Day. So as is tradition, we usually do a themed episode for that. And while technically we have not finished the Leprechaun series that is made famous by Warwick Davis, the horror series, there is a reboot / prequel, I think, that we haven't watched yet. It's the most recent release in that series. It is not readily available streaming anywhere. It is rentable, but it's probably not worth the $3.99 if we're being honest. So we strayed a little bit this week, and we decided to go with another Warwick Davis film as a leprechaun. But this one is a children's movie that just so happened to be in between a couple of the movies that he was making for the Leprechaun series. It is called A Very Unlucky Leprechaun from 1998. It's directed by Brian Kelly, who only directed one other feature-length film called The White Pony. It stars Warwick Davis, Danielle Lombardi, and Stephanie Lombardi. I think they had a Mary-Kate Ashley Olsen thing going on for this. Tim Matheson, Lisa Thornhill, Mick Nolan, Michael Dwyer, Donald Simi, Jimmy Keeg, and Una Crawford O'Brien.
I feel like real quick, I feel like Michael is labeled as Mick in the credits here, because it's supposed to be Ireland. There's
a Mick Nolan.
Okay, maybe that's what I was thinking of. I thought maybe they just didn't, like, his professional name was Michael, but just for this they made it Mick. But maybe I might have.
There's a Mick Nolan and a Michael Dwyer.
Okay.
Yeah, Mick Nolan is Mayor McCready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just seeing the names all come up and know that. I don't know if it was in the trivia, if this was probably actually filmed over in
There
Ireland.
is no trivia in this.
Okay.
It's two pieces of trivia about how Warwick Davis was also the leprechaun.
Yeah, he was a leprechaun that was a serial killer. That's one of the trivia pieces, as if the general audience doesn't already know that.
Given that the smaller roles are of people that are obviously Irish, I'm going to say that yes, this was filmed in Ireland, and it seems like, according to the filming locations on IMDb, it says Ireland.
Yeah,
no specifics other than that. IMDb score of 2.7, Rotten Tomato score of 36%, audience only. Plot. In a wild departure for the series, Warwick Davis once again dons the leprechaun shoes, but this time to help an expat American girl come to terms with her loser author dad and the interior designer that falls in love with him. After being directly responsible for the little girl's traumatic brain injury, Lucky the Leprechaun helps her fend off a couple of bullies, cheat at a soapbox derby race, and helps her dad become a children's author. I want to know where you guys are coming from with A Very Unlucky Leprechaun. Dan, let's start with you.
This was a very unlucky day to watch this movie because this is a real stinker. At the same time, it's also a competent movie. I give it credit for it's shot well. There's good production design. Like the house has some character to it. And Tim Matheson, he's a solid actor. He's been in a lot of good movies in Animal House. So it has some stuff going for it. And Warwick Davis, God bless him, he's a professional. Playing the hand that he's dealt in terms of acting roles at the time. It's fine. But at the same time, how this movie can't really hold... I don't know about you guys, but I don't think it's really meant to hold our attention being a kids movie. So it was a slog for me because, Ant, you mentioned... there was a Olsen twins thing going on here. So this is the other end of that spectrum with the Lombardi twins because they are, it's going to sound mean, and it is, void of charisma. Like
Sure.
the Olsen twins had charisma. There's none of that here. It's very wooden acting from both Lombardi. I can't tell which one was which. I think they were both on the same skill level. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to say about it. I'm more the first thing that I thought of was how could we write a Very Unleprechaun versus the Leprechaun movie?
Okay, I have a question for you, Dan.
Okay.
So we've watched most of the Leprechaun series except for one, and lots of stinkers in there. Is there a movie, if you were to rank all those movies and this film, would this be at the bottom, or are there some that would that this one would outrank?
I think this is towards the bottom. But the last one we covered, that was a WWE movie, wasn't it?
Leprechaun Origins, starring quote unquote in quotes starring Hornswoggle. I actually have this Wikipedia pulled up. I know we watched this last year. I have no recollection of this film at all.
I remember it vaguely. Like you barely see the leprechaun.
I remember that was the one thing I remember is like Hornswoggle was barely in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's more of like a gremlin than a leprechaun in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that's the bottom of the totem pole because it barely contains a leprechaun.
Yeah.
I think just based off of originality, the first one is ranked first. It also has the most coherent plot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would probably say, because at that point it starts to go downhill pretty quickly, I'd probably put Space next just because it's space.
Sure.
Then Las Vegas would go in there.
Yeah.
The Hood movies are so bad. They're offensively bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I at the same time there was some fun to be had in there. Here, bits and pieces. You could probably swap those back and forth, right? Hood and then back to the Hood. But yeah, I'd say that this is towards the bottom.
Gotcha. All right, is that's what you got?
Yeah. I'm not gonna judge it too harshly. It's a kids movie. It does the job of a kids movie, but it kind of annoyed the end annoyed me. We'll get to the end eventually, but I became quite goosed towards the end.
Sure. All right, Mark, where are you coming from? Very Unlucky Leprechaun.
Yeah, so obviously I haven't seen this movie because there's no reason why this would have crossed my path at any point.
Well, why not? You have young nieces.
Yeah, well, they're not really into Leprechaun.
You're Irish.
Yeah,
but they could see them as offensive to their.
Yeah, well, I've had to watch you do the Italian hand thing all week. You know, suck it up.
Team Italy.
real quick. Leprechauns are offensive?
I don't know. I was trying to come up with a reason why my nieces would have watched it.
Yeah. Oh no.
I mean, Warwick Davis was a little offensive in this in terms of how stereotypical leprechaun he was.
His teeth were offensive.
That's but Yeah, so yeah, most of the movie I was just, kind of bored because it did the kids movie thing. I think we went through a couple like this age range movie. It had the same thing going for it where, the bad people just keep winning and nothing happens to them or at any point until like the very, very end. And then there's only like a 5-minute great thing of them getting kind of an upcoming, but not really. I was just, as Dan alluded to, I was going to be angry if what almost happened at the end happened.
Yeah.
Because I felt like it's funny and cute in the Twilight movies because of how pissed off it probably made some people. But in this kids movie, you're like, well, nobody learns anything if it's all ends up, and I'll state what the ending is. If it all just ends up being she was dreaming it all because after she got hit in the head with a stone and it was a story her dad was telling her. Like there's no lessons, if all that happens. But yeah, and then it just got Dan said, it just gets really confusing after that. Like, okay, so I guess she saw the future and
Right.
was able to do things to win and get everything right, and then they were still going to tear down the house. And yeah, it just the only thing I will say they tried their best to, and it's not good, but they did try their best to, is they said that the reason it happened like it did was because when she first threw the coin down the well, she wished to go home. And in some weird leprechaun way, the place she was at was home, and she just needed to see that. Is sort of what the explanation was kind of sort of going for. They didn't do a real good job of explaining that, but that was a lot better than it all just being a dream or a premonition or something. That he was the one under that controlled it. But yeah, outside of that, Warwick Davis just seems to be having fun, not being a scary leprechaun. In this, I would give him that. And I just didn't understand most of the powers, and it'd probably be confusing to kids as well. And yeah, it felt like they just had an idea of, hey, why don't we get the guy to play the scary leprechaun to play a fun leprechaun, and we'll build some kind of narrative around it. And yeah, they didn't try to hide too much, like with his name being Lucky and the villain of the story being McGreedy. It's not like a transcendent children's movie.
Yeah. All right. Well, yes, this is the first time I've seen it. I think that Warwick Davis just owns a leprechaun costume, and it's the same one he has in the horror franchise.
There's not much of a difference.
Right. Yeah, this is a pretty bad movie. You mentioned McGreedy being the mayor and the villain. You probably don't have a whole lot of options. If your name is McGreedy, you got to be a villain.
Yeah.
Your path is laid out for you.
Yeah, it's like, damn, I guess I got to be greedy. I was so annoyed by Tim Matheson's job that he was a writer for how-to books. He's the blank for dummies guy.
Yes.
How to Howard.
Yeah. I kind of hated it.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, do you think there's for those books, is there actually an author behind it that is just worried about advances and getting their editor the first pass of it? Or is it just an engineered sort of book, right? I feel like there's not somebody that's just toiling away at a computer, just stressing over every page, kind of like how they make it seem in this, like an author, not a how-to book author.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's like a think tank, I bet.
Well, I think what they were trying to go for was that the whole she believed in fairy tales and had an imagination, and his whole thing was about writing practical. That was supposed to be the conflict.
I think the major issue with it is his how-to books never come into play.
Sure.
It's having fun with tiles or something along those lines. Fun with flooring or whatever. Yeah. And he never the house is a mess, and he never fixes the floors.
Yeah. And it's something about concrete.
Yeah, linoleum, concrete, and it never comes into play. He should have been a children's author from the get-go, I think. Right,
and he's can't think of a story.
Right,
something like that. Writer's block.
Yeah, but they went with conflict of and instead of that kind of conflict would make more sense. They went with the one where he didn't believe in, having an imagination.
Mm-hmm. And like, this leprechaun's supposed to be unlucky and kind of rubbing off the unluck everywhere, but he's like, Matheson, he's a lame author of a how-to book, but he manages to go to Ireland, find a certified baddie that's his biggest fan, and is willing to decorate his Irish castle for free. This guy's living. This guy's winning.
Yeah. He's gifted the castle, right, from his uncle, I think.
Yeah, uncle.
Right.
And it must be an unwritten rule, or like there has to be a stereotype. Every house in Ireland has a gardener.
Right.
Like
it comes with the house.
Yeah, it comes with the house, and that I thought would play a little bit more. And I think it's Mulligan. The gardener's name is Mulligan. He plays a role, but not the role I thought he would play. I thought he would be more of the audience way to learn about the uncle and the history of the castle, other than it being unlucky.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like your uncle, he was a great man. He did this, this, and this, and he just fell on bad luck or whatever. But no, it's just like it. Again, it's a kids' movie, so whatever. But no one is really given much of. There's not a lot of stakes involved with the characters outside of the house.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of Mulligan, when he took out the flask while he was doing yard work, I was just like, hell yeah.
Advance that stereotype, baby.
That's the stereotype you should be upset with, Mark. The drunken Irish groundskeeper.
Yeah, that would have been a nice twist for the character, right? He's a drunk.
He wasn't?
No, I'm assuming he was, but
yeah, I was going to say it's hard to be offended by something that's the truth.
Well, I would say that he's like noticeably a drunk. In a kid's movie, it's probably hard to do, but through the course of the movie, he kind of like shakes the habit a little bit. He finds a reason to not be a drunk.
His eyes are open.
Yes, the Lucky is able to cure him of his alcoholism.
So he's not so unlucky.
Exactly. Like, hey, your liver's gonna burst, me lad, and don't do that. And like, oh, okay, Lucky, thank you very much for your wise words.
Yeah, I didn't hate the ending. Like, I probably would have been annoyed if it was, as you mentioned, like just it was all a dream.
Yeah.
But so like I think get fully into it. So the little girl who I don't really remember what her name is in this. Molly, nor do I care. But it's Molly. She goes chasing after a leprechaun. I almost said vampire. Leprechaun. And like he is directly responsible for like tons of stones just falling on her and almost like burying her in a well of some sort.
Yeah, it's like an underground like cavern or something like that.
She's almost baby Jessica.
Yes.
But her would-be stepmom saves her and brings her to the house. But so we go through most of the movie. This happens in like the first 20 minutes or so of the film. Sure. And then we go through the whole movie, and then like with 15 minutes to spare, it winds up that everything that we had seen between those points was a dream colored by her dad reading her a story that he had enough time to write while she was in a coma.
Pretty good for a loser author.
Yeah,
pretty quick.
So she was in there for a good amount of time, I would think. Enough to get the draft done and sent off to his publisher after she wakes up.
Yeah, I wonder, do you think they took her to the hospital?
I mean, it didn't seem like they were in any rush.
No.
Mark, as an Irishman, do they have hospitals in Ireland?
Yeah, I would assume so.
I was going to say, not hearing a yes.
They're still behind. That's fine.
That'd be my assumption, but most of it would probably be, just rub some bourbon in it.
Right. Well, yeah, I was curious as to why she was home. That was why. If she suffered if she was in like a coma, she probably shouldn't be home. She's probably being monitored by professionals.
Well, he hasn't been accepted into the socialized medicine yet, so he would have to pay for that hospital visit.
Okay.
And not to actually you, Mark, but it would just be straight whiskey because bourbon, as we know, comes from Kentucky. I know my alcohols. Maybe I'm Irish.
Yeah, and you never knew it. That would be a huge betrayal, don't you think?
No, because then I'd finally be able to join my father-in-law's shillelagh club, which I have
Shillelagh
been
Club.
told several times I am not invited. My son, though, my son can be invited when he's of age.
When he's of age.
I'm
I
gonna
like
take him to his shillelagh club meetings, just wait in the car.
I like how like segregation still exists in certain areas.
Yep.
Italians, Irish. Great.
Yeah.
It'll never end either.
Oh man. But yeah, for the ending, she wakes up eventually, and I guess the story and her dreams are fortuitous. They are, yeah. So she is able to take the knowledge that she has from having this comatose dream and like predicting the future essentially. But the house still gets foreclosed on, and almost bulldozed, and they still hate his book.
That's right. Yeah, they hate
They
the
like the
how-to
children's
book.
book. They like the children's book. They hate the how to, even though his whatever her name is. What's his girlfriend's name?
Oh, God.
Shannon?
Sharon?
Colleen. I'm
Sharon.
just thinking Irish names.
This is
Sharon says it's his best
Sinead?
yet. It's his
Yeah.
best how-to book yet.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
That's why you don't trust your fans.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of a best how-to book. Like someone like you have to read this how-to book.
Right. It's just glorified instruction manuals.
Yeah, it's broken down for whatever the subject is, right?
Yeah.
How to
He's writing how to put IKEA furniture together.
I was just gonna say how to build a cabinet.
Yeah. You can't really call
It's-
yourself an author. You're like you know, I don't know. It's like you're just going off of your Wikipedia. Wikipedia
Yeah.
replaced your job. Or like
You're-
YouTube videos.
You're standing on the shoulders of giants and saying you reached the top.
Yeah. Now people go
Of
on
authors.
YouTube and watch 3-minute videos on how to pour concrete.
I like how the how-to authors just catching strays left and right here.
Can you call that being an author?
Yeah, I don't because I feel like it's more of a company thing than
Right.
an author
Yeah.
thing, right? It's like how to for dummy, like the dummies how to, right? And it's like the company is for dummy. That's
Yeah.
how it seems to me. Like I don't think I've ever seen a buy.
And
an
so
author.
there's technically is. I just I picked like biking for dummies. You know,
Okay.
Tyler Benedict. Tyler Benedict, who are you? Are you a real guy?
He's
I guess
AI.
He's AI, yeah.
specifically he's a biker.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I don't think
I don't-
it counts.
Yeah, I don't think just because you wrote a how-to book on bicycling makes you an author. I think it just makes you a professional bicyclist. You know,
it's-
that wrote
like
a
you said,
book.
it's the same thing you said about a YouTube. Like if what's this guy's name? This character, the bicyclist.
Tyler Benedict.
So if Tyler Benedict made a YouTube video on how to be a bicycle, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't say, he's a YouTube personality.
Yeah. Maybe these are the limitations of our lives. Maybe other people think differently. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we are a world-class hater.
I didn't realize it was for the people that wrote those dummies books.
Right. That's a weird thing we learned about ourselves.
Because it just hasn't come up in 25 years.
Yeah. How-to books seem like they just belong in the background.
Yeah.
Like you're not really supposed to read them. They're just there.
Yeah. Like it's great if you're like, I don't know, trying to learn to I'm sure like there are some things like learning to code, very useful.
Yeah, that
Pouring
could be a good one.
pouring concrete or
No,
like
that has to be a visual thing.
linoleum floors. I feel like these aren't things, you know.
That's why like Bob Vila was around. You know what I mean? Like you watched him to learn how to do handiwork. That's a very visual thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Reading about pouring concrete, I don't see what's happening. It's some nerd writing about how to pour concrete. I got to see it in action.
Yeah. So now I'm just thinking about these dummies books.
What if one of our fans is a big like how to like they love those? We start getting some hate mail.
I mean,
It's better than no mail, I guess.
yeah, true. I'm always open to hate mail. hate.
Yeah, one thing about the movie I wanted to bring up because I think Mark brought this up earlier was the go-kart race, right? That was going to be she was going to win this go-kart race to raise money.
Mhm.
And that never comes into fruition. That doesn't play a part.
Right.
So
everything plays out exactly how her dream has. She was unable to take her new what she learns, even though all the events happen the exact same way.
Yep.
And
I think
and improve.
Right.
I think if I remember correctly, I think she actually wins the go-kart race this time.
But that was
I
the
don't
whole
remember
point.
that.
So I would assume so, but like at the end, because I don't remember now if she wins or not. That's how insignificant it is. But they're still in the financial struggles, and that was the whole point. Like she was supposed to win, and she was at least going to be able to pay the next payment on the castle.
Yeah, it was just weird. I think she does win because I think she's holding the check at the end, like a real fast shot. And I think he hands the check to Mr. McGreedy, while they're doing the montage.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
isn't
you're
that
right.
from
That's
from the book?
No, the book she gets it, and then he hands it to the sons.
Yeah, she cheats.
Yeah, she gets accused of cheating.
Which she does.
Yeah, she does cheat.
Wait a minute. So from what I remember, the ending, she wakes up from the coma. He's reading the Very Unlucky Leprechaun, right?
Mm-hmm.
They go downstairs, and she tells them that she's gonna win the race, and because she feels lucky. I don't remember her racing after that.
Yeah, it shows it again.
It does?
They do a whole montage.
Yeah, it's a montage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I do remember them bringing out the the structure for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't realize. I thought it just ended there. Where
no, they show her. I think they basically reused the shot of her crossing the finish line again.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't remember that. I just remember her saying,
"It's real fast.
I'm gonna win it this time." Oh, here's the publisher. We regret to inform you, but we do want your book. Great. How do I end it? Rainbow. The end.
Yeah, there's like a whole at least 2 to 3 minutes of scenes that you either missed or have forgotten.
No,
that happened between all of that.
I was intently. I swear to God, I was intently watching.
Because what happens is they go through the thing, they show him pulling the thing out, then they show him they get to the point, which I think is a lot of reused footage. They show the cart in with the unpainted stuff on it.
Okay.
And then they show the next clip. They go to her winning the race, just crossing the finish line. She gets the check. They cut to them handing the check to McGreedy. And then they come back to the house and she's like, "Oh, I thought that would be enough." And he's like, well, let's get out of here before the wrecking ball comes. And then is when the mail comes with the letter.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I do not remember that, but I believe you.
Yeah.
I bet that did happen. I will give this movie credit for not going the easy route of the Leprechaun's Gold solving the problems.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they didn't really do a much better job of solving the problem.
Right.
In my opinion. So it's a lose-lose, I think.
Yeah. Just watching it back, yeah. I don't know. It's not very good. Obviously, we are not the
we're not the
target demographic.
Yeah, and then there's the very bad CGI of Warwick Davis going to the land of leprechauns or whatever.
Mm.
Oh, can we talk about the tentacle monster thing?
Oh yeah, the starfish.
The starfish. What the hell was that?
I forgot all about the starfish.
The 6-sided starfish or whatever he said.
That was talking about humping her leg or something. What was the point of including this thing?
I don't know. Yeah. So there's talking starfish in this film. People. Well, no idea why.
I think it only shows up once.
He shows up the second time during the dream race.
Yeah.
You see the string literally pulling him up, like they weren't able to edit the string out. That
adds to the charm.
Yeah,
I guess.
Sure.
But it just my thing is it didn't need to be included at all.
Right.
Oh no. Yeah.
It's a grotesque creature.
It
has. I'm trying to think of the mouth that it has, what it reminds me of. It's almost like demonic looking.
It's like a Sarlacc pit.
Yes, it looks so out of place in a children's movie.
Yeah, essentially why it's there is it's like every weird thing that happens is just like an explanation of how his stuff doesn't work exactly right because he's unlucky.
Okay.
You know.
So now here's the thing. because at this point she's in the coma, does she imagine that starfish monster?
Yeah, I
right?
would
That's not a
imagine.
right. Does that thing really not exist then?
We don't know because it doesn't come up in the montage after the
Right.
thing.
And then does she see Warwick Davis before she goes into the coma? She does, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
She finds the pot of gold.
Right. So in her mind, she has this great adventure with Warwick Davis, with getting back at the bullies, the boxcar racer. But in that time she's in the coma, they become very close, Warwick Davis and Molly, right?
Mhm.
But that never really happened. So
Right.
why at the end would she still have something, like, still feel close to him? You know what I mean? Like, they haven't truly met each other at this point.
Right. That's the magic of the leprechaun. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the dream.
They become friends in your coma. Interesting. I didn't, Mark. That is a little offensive. I'm sorry.
There is some magic. There has to be some magic because it all happens in the same exact way, right?
Yeah.
There has to be some magic involved.
Right.
So-
Yeah, and you imagine the reason why it happens the way it does is because he gets the 4-leaf clover when she gets knocked over by the
wrecking ball.
And
That was
then
pretty
he's
great.
able to do his magic.
She gets housed by a wrecking ball in her in her dream.
Yeah, it was a good shot. I like that scene. Tim Matheson is trying to tell the wrecking crew, my daughter's in there, and they're like, you're not going up there. they actively restrain him from going to save his daughter.
Yeah.
I guess
Rather
they
than
really
just
didn't like this family.
Stop the wrecking.
Yeah, it very easily could have said, hey Tim, cut it off.
Yeah.
Nope, like, nah, we're going full bore, baby. That kid had her chance.
These are the decisions we've made.
she's gonna become a part of the house now, forever.
It's going with her mom. Right, the mom's dead, right?
I think so.
The mom's dead, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds about right. Yeah.
And he's not getting custody of his daughter and bringing her to Ireland with a mom, unless she's like a drug addict. And I don't think that's the type of movie.
I was gonna say, especially if you're just an author.
Yeah.
Right. That money's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
So that's a tough sell to any judge.
I feel like that's all I got. So you guys want to talk final thoughts there, Dan?
Sure. Yeah, I think that, again, I just kept thinking about how I would like to see Warwick Davis play dual roles as the Leprechaun and the Very Unlucky Leprechaun, because a lot of the Leprechaun movies is hijinks with a horror element wrapped around it. So you could have the horror element kind of brought to this with the Very Unlucky Leprechaun, and they're just both out hijinksing the other one at certain points, and both of them are just fighting for their own pot of gold. I just kept thinking, I would like to see that, like, just these two leprechauns bumbling around fighting each other, with humans in the middle of it, and see how that goes. But for the movie itself, I don't care. I don't care about this movie. Maybe when Danny's a little older, I could. Who am I kidding? I'm not going to watch this. It'd be such a weird rewatch.
Right.
Dan, you got to watch this movie, bud.
Yeah.
Because
Go ahead, Mark.
With your luck, he will love the movie, and you will need to watch it dozens of times.
To be honest, if it keeps him planted in one spot for an hour and a half, I will watch this movie forever. I do not care. I will wear this movie out, but I don't know if I want to give him that chance. Maybe
that was my dilemma with Norman the North. I was like, I can watch this with Luke. I was like, I don't know if I want to watch this with him.
Yeah. He starts wearing fedoras.
Yeah. We see that this movie makes Danny, sit down and relax for an hour and a half, and then like a month later we run into Dan, and it's like down in his basement there's a Pepe Sylvia board, and he's figured out all like this conspiracy stuff inside the Unlucky Leprechaun.
Right. What it's
these
really
mutants.
meant to be.
Yeah.
Listen, it's
it's the leprechaun, orange hair, rainbow thing. It's woke. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Listen, if it lets me do laundry, it's the best thing ever. I don't care what it is, I guess. But yeah, otherwise, I guess it does the job for a kids movie, right? It's completely harmless. There's the stakes aren't very dire, right? It's just like, oh, this house, we got to save this house. Okay, nothing taboo, right? Nothing that you would say I wouldn't want my kid watching this, right? Warwick Davis, again, consummate professional. He does the job that's given to him as a leprechaun, whether he's a serial killer or an unlucky one. He knows what he's doing, so you're gonna get a good performance out of him. Yeah, I don't know. If you got a kid who likes this, and if you're Irish, maybe don't watch it because it's offensive. Apparently, I don't know.
Yeah, very offensive.
Very offensive. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe your kid would like it. Give it a shot, I guess.
All right, Mark, final thoughts?
Yeah. So, the only thing I really say, I mean, we talked about just about everything, is that it was weird for a movie that's this meh and mid, to worse, to find a way to save itself from being complete trash with the ending not being a dream. Like, even though the rest of it is a bad, like, idea and poorly written, it's like, okay, at least it's not just a dream, because that could have been like disaster in terms of this.
Yeah.
It's just laziness if that's what it ends up being. But by it being that she gets to, it just to bring it back to a movie that we watched recently as a similar thing, it's sort of the similar idea, except we don't have to replay everything in our head on screen. But like in, Twilight, the whole thing plays out and then we're showed that it's a premonition of the future. And then, the movie continues to have a different ending because of that.
Can I say something real quick, Mark?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
okay.
I will say, if the Very Unlucky Leprechaun had gone the route of it was a dream, like it's a Wizard of Oz ending, essentially, right? It plays better than Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2. Because, again, the stakes in Breaking Dawn Part 2 are massive.
Yeah.
This is just, hey, my dad was reading me a bedtime story, and that plays better.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that them, for a kid's movie, them ending it with them winning, essentially, instead of it just being a dream, is the better way to end it. Because I think even a kid would be like, well, that was a waste of my time. If it turns out to just be a dream. But yeah, besides that, it's just, it was good to see Warwick Davis having some fun, not needing to be a horrible horror leprechaun, and trying to use the same comedy he uses in that, but in, a positive sense. And yeah, it's mid enough, that it doesn't really, it's not one of those, turn it off, sort of reactions to it. It's so like boring, and part of it that there could be times it could be on TV for like 5-10 minutes and you go, oh crap, this is still on, okay, before you change it, because nothing really happens throughout most of this movie. And yeah, that's about it. It's just so blah. That I guess it's, one of those things where Tim Matheson needed a check.
Yeah, probably still does. As for me, it's not great, but it's harmless. The novelty to watch Warwick Davis play a leprechaun between Leprechaun 4 and Leprechaun in the Hood is something to watch. Just kind of interesting, little factoid. But the movie is not particularly interesting. You get some Irish bullies. You get some Irish schoolmarm being a real bitch. But you get a drunken groundskeeper, and that's pretty good.
Worth the price of admission.
Yeah. it was like, hell yeah.
Did you partake with him? Like,
no.
I'm going to join you.
That would have been, if I was downstairs, maybe I would have, but I was upstairs watching it. So,
okay.
But yeah, A Very Unlucky Leprechaun. I can't say that I recommend it, even if you do have young kids, but I am still here, so it didn't kill me.
I was going to say it didn't kill you, so
yeah,
that's a plus.
Ring endorsement. All right, that's all I have for this. This has been A Very Unlucky Leprechaun, and we have a third segment. But before we do, Dan, what do you have for us?
All right, guys, real quick, please go check out a friend of the podcast, the Game Vault podcast, run by our very own Mark Myers, and friend of the podcast, Tom Schuster. They run down video game news, games that they are playing, games that they think you should be playing, and stuff going on in the video game world in general. So if you're an avid gamer or you're a noob, they've got you covered. It's a great source of information. So you can listen to them on any podcast platform of your choice. Please rate and review them. It helps them out a great deal. They're on all socials at Game Vault Pod. Follow them there. Drop some recommendations if there's something you think maybe they would like to play. Hit them up. They are always down to play new stuff. And they stream on Twitch at Game Vault Pod. It's a great community, so go follow them there.
Okay, great. And we're going to take a quick break, and you guys are going to listen to messages from friends of the podcast. So we'll be right back. And welcome back. Now it's time for our final segment. And this week, we are doing another blind ranking. We did this in the past, and these guys, I have a list of 10 things here, and you guys have to rank these things in order of where you would place them. We did it as a team last time. I felt like that worked well, so we could do it again.
Yeah.
You guys remember the rules? It's pretty self-explanatory. And this week, we're blind ranking famous Irish people.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Is Mark one of them?
We just missed the list.
Just missed it. Yeah.
It was
Next
the star. I used the star meter on IMDb, and he was like 11.
Damn it, Mark. You're close. You're
I'm
up a few
getting there.
spots. Yeah.
Maybe next year. All right. So let's start. Your first person that you are ranking is Saoirse Ronan, Lady Bird herself.
So this is 10, you said, correct?
Out of 10. Yep.
All right,
Yeah, so
Mark,
we
I defer to you on this.
I like Saoirse a lot. I would take a risk and put her at like,
Whoa, right out the gate, huh?
yeah, I like her a lot.
I don't know. Man, that's ballsy. All right, let's roll with it. Why not? This isn't, we're not saving this here.
Yeah, we're not on the pit.
Yeah.
All right. Saoirse Ronan going at 3.
For the record, I feel like this is gonna bite us in the ass, but
Hey, you didn't really put up much of a fight though, there, Dan.
I didn't. I was a little shocked by it, but again, I trust Mark. I trust Mark.
Okay. Your second one is Pierce Brosnan.
Oh boy,
A lot.
I feel like he's top 5, but not above because I
Interesting.
feel like we need to leave
I
1 and
don't-
2 open.
I mean, I think he is above her. Those him and Mrs. Doubtfire in the pool scene, shirtless, pretty good looking guy.
You could
It's
probably
James
tell
Bond, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
James Bond. True.
probably
Halle
the third best James
Berry.
Bond. Yeah.
I'd say second,
Oof.
in my opinion.
Who-
And
what-
I'd say he's above
whi-
Sean
which-
Connery.
whi- oh, okay.
I don't like Sean Connery. In general, I don't like Sean Connery.
John Connor. That could cloud your judgment.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you want
I-
to give
I-
him 5?
Yeah, we can give him 2 if you want to put him above Saoirse.
Again, I don't think. I think that would bite us in the ass. Let's go 5.
Okay,
Because you said he's a top 5. Let's go.
that's
5.
what I was thinking, but
Okay.
I was gonna let you drive this boat a little bit. This one.
All right. I don't know if this team is working as well as it did the last time. A lot of
Yeah.
concessions. I don't really feel like we're getting a cohesive list.
Well, those are 2 very different people you listed.
I mean, all 10 of these people are 10 different people. You're gonna have to
But-
get used to it.
No, I'm saying it's like Pierce Brosnan that's James Bond, like you said, right?
Yeah.
Ronan is a completely different type of actor.
Okay.
So it's.
So you ready for number 3?
I don't think so. It doesn't seem like we are.
All right. Number 3, Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah, 7 sounds right.
No, I was never a big Sinead O'Connor, and it had nothing to do with the Pope.
I think I feel like the Catholic
I feel like it's-
propaganda got into you.
I
Not
feel like
at
it's
all.
100% the Pope, Dan.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's not that. I swear to God, it's not that. Because
You're like,
I am
how
behind
dare
her.
she on national television?
Do you remember who? This is a little trivia for the people out there. Do you guys know who hosted the week after Sinead O'Connor did that?
I feel like I've recently heard it, but I don't remember what it was.
Is it De Niro or something like that?
Joe Pesci.
Okay, yeah,
And he said if he had been
That's
hosting, he would have
right.
given her a smack.
yeah. I knew it was
So-
somebody from like a mobster movie
Yeah.
or something.
So Joe Pesci did not approve. But that ranking is strictly because I didn't really listen to her during
because you agree with everything Joe Pesci says, I get it.
because I agree with everything Joe Pesci says. Yeah.
All right. Next one. The man herself, Becky Lynch.
Mark, you would know better than I would.
So to recap, you have Saoirse Ronan at 3, Pierce Brosnan at 5, Sinead O'Connor at 7. 3, 5, 7.
I feel like
I think we could do.
feel like
better.
it's either 4 or 6.
I think 6
Yeah,
because I think we could do better.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'd be above Sinead, but I didn't know if we want to. Yeah, we'll go 6. Yeah.
She's the greatest women's wrestler of all time. It's not just her saying it; it's Sports Illustrated saying it.
That doesn't
Yeah.
sway me at all.
We're not saying it.
Yeah, we're the definitive list.
All right.
God, I had the character. So good.
Next, Bram Stoker.
8. I would even go. We could say 10.
I was going to jokingly say 10 too.
That's fine.
For Dracula. If without Bram
fine.
Stoker, we wouldn't have Dracula 2000.
Oh, 1. Thank you. Yeah, put a 1. No, listen. I only know Dracula. I don't think that's enough.
Yeah,
for me.
let's do 10 so that we.
Yeah.
I think it's fun to put someone like that there and then get by. We have to put somebody that is a legitimate 10.
Yeah.
Like higher.
Stop metagaming this, Mark. Play this right.
Well, no, my first thought was to throw him at 10 immediately, and then Dan goes 8, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Give him the 10 spot.
Next one, Liam Neeson.
He's either 2 or 4.
Yeah, I think a 2.
Yeah, I like him at 2. He's definitely top half. I'm going to be mad because he probably should be 1, but I don't know who we have left.
It's the fun of the game.
I know.
Yeah. I feel
That's
comfortable
why I
with
love
him
it
at 2.
And
Yeah.
don't take that as me being upset about that.
Okay.
In my head, I'm like, I don't know if there's going to be an Irish person above Liam Neeson.
I agree with Mark because there is a layer of regret with these games.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, like damn it, I wish I would have held out.
Okay.
But that's why I love it.
Yeah.
Next one, Oscar Wilde.
Are we just going to say we don't read books and put them at 9, Dan?
Sure. Yeah. The Ant's shaking his fist at this one. Yeah, fuck him.
All right. Next one, Bono.
11. No.
Yeah.
You have 1, 4, and 8 left.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah, I feel like we gotta put
Bono, 80s Bono, or after
You get
80s?
all Bono.
8.
Yeah, if this is just strictly 80s, then he's higher. But yeah, 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be fun.
So we
Next
have 1 and 4 left.
Yeah.
Yep. Next one, Daniel Day-Lewis.
1.
Yeah. I can't put him at 4
Yeah,
because
that's-
I don't know who would be explicitly better than him.
Yeah.
But then again, 4 is not that much off from 1, so I won't be too
Yeah.
upset. But
That's a good
But
point.
yeah, he's the one. I will say he's the one I would put above Liam Neeson.
Definitely.
You know,
Okay.
if you know.
Okay. So before we recap, you guys have number 1 is Daniel Day-Lewis, number 2 Liam Neeson, number 3 Saoirse Ronan. Your 4th spot is empty. Number 5 Pierce Brosnan, number 6 Becky Lynch, 7 Sinead O'Connor, 8 Bono, 9 Oscar Wilde, and 10 Bram Stoker.
A bunch of uncultured people.
There are a couple Irish people floating around in my head here. I'm glad we took 1 away because there's a very good chance that who Ant could say would us putting him at number 1 just make us look very, very bad.
Okay.
Oh,
So Dan, do you have a guess for who this last person? I'm curious.
I'm gonna say Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell. Good pick.
You want me
good
to say
pick.
my guess?
Yes.
Conor McGregor.
If this was a guessing game, Mark, you'd get a point. You're number 4.
Hey! Damn.
It's
that's
Conor McGregor.
You listen. You live by the sword, die by the sword.
I'm so glad that Daniel Day-Lewis was the second to last one.
Yeah, Mark.
That it
That's
wasn't like.
that's excellent instinct right there.
Yeah. And that's not why I put him at 1, or why we did that. I'm like, when he said that name, I'm like, oh, thank God that it was somebody I could legitimately. I think I would have put in my head, as Ant said, stop metagaming. But in my head, I'm like, he's got to have Conor McGregor in here at some point.
Sure.
Yeah, I kind of regret the Oscar Wilde one. I'd probably, but it is what it is.
I will say the 9-10 is just funny to me based on the bit that we put the 2 actual cultured authors at the bottom of this list
that have produced meaningful works for society.
I was concerned that Saoirse Ronan out the gate at the 3, but I think you guys still a pretty good list. I think Conor McGregor is the biggest standout of being at 4.
Yeah. But again, listen, that's the risk you take.
Yeah. If the only thing that could have been better is if we said Becky Lynch 4 and left 6.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because I'm not going to regret putting Oscar Wilde and Bram Stoker at 9 and 10, no matter look back at this game.
Did Bram Stoker write any other novels, Dracula?
That's a good question. Although now Mark's misspoke a little bit and called him Bram Stoker. Excellent porn name.
Oh, that's not who we were talking about?
Oh, geez, we should have put him higher.
If you are an Irish porn star, Bram Stoker is. You can't do better.
Or Ram Stroker.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, he's got other novels. Have
They
you
just
heard of
didn't
them?
hit.
Probably not. Probably not. I haven't heard of any of these. The Lair of the White Worm. I know of the movie.
Never heard of it.
So yeah, would James Joyce have gotten out of the basement for you guys, or no? If I swapped out Bram Stoker.
Well, James Joyce, he's a poet.
He wrote Ulysses.
Oh, okay. No, keep him. He would have been. It would have been 10, 9, 8.
It's pretty funny. Okay, well, that is our game. Good job, guys. I was a little nervous. You guys didn't seem like you're on the same page at first, but you guys pulled it.
I just seem to like Saoirse Ronan a lot more than Dan, apparently.
I'm not. I don't feel one way or the other strongly about her.
Well, I think only Pierce Brosnan honestly goes ahead of her. Looking at it from
I was also metagaming it a little bit because I figured, all right, well, can we really do 3-2 right out the
Well, that's the part of the game. What I was calling metagaming was being like, it'd be fun just to do this for this.
Sure.
When it's not actually playing, it's not playing the spirit of the game. That's what I meant. The metagaming.
Gotcha.
You should be thinking, well, I don't want to go. I don't want to be using up all my number ones, my top 4 spots this early.
Right, because that's a dangerous ploy.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's our game, and that is our episode. Check us on our socials. We're on Blue Sky Threads and Instagram at TicTanPod. We're also on Gmail at TicTanPod@gmail.com. We are on YouTube. You can check us out at YouTube. Just look for They Called This a Movie. We're on TikTok at They Called This a Movie as well. The best place to get a hold of us is via our Discord, and the only way to get the Discord is if you subscribe to the Patreon. Patreon.com/TicTanPod, where you get exclusive episodes. You get to participate in our polls, questions of the week we have over there. We do Friday Vibes, where we post music videos of what we're vibing to kick off the weekend, and just general conversations about movies, episode suggestions, and all that fun stuff. So check it out, patreon.com/TicTanPod. And once again, it's just $1. That's it. We're going to get out of here. The director of A Very Unlucky Leprechaun is Brian Kelly. So for Dan Aquino and Mark Myers, this is Anthony Del Vecchio telling Brian Kelly, well, certainly made a movie, didn't you?